There are a lot of people, and good people, feel victimized in the relationship. I'm not talking about being a victim out there when they get abused by someone as a victim, or even they get abused in the relationship. That's being a victim, okay? But I'm talking about like when they're having arguments and it didn't escalate to anything physical and they feel victimized. Everything the other person does to them, they feel victimized. And that's extremely difficult to live with someone like that. Extremely, if not impossible, okay? This person normally do not acknowledge what they did anything wrong. They don't acknowledge. They take what the other person did, let's say the smallest thing the other person did, and they magnify it in their mind. Why does that happen? Okay, that person who magnifies it in their mind and feel victimized have low energy. When you have low energy, everything is magnified, okay? You feel like the pain is magnified. The life is hard 10 times, for example, okay? Everything is harder. Why? Because you don't have the capability to counteract what you're facing. So, but when you have the capability, you have the energy, when you have high energy, you don't feel that way. You know, you feel everything like you're closer to reality. You're seeing it for what it is. So when the person, during an argument, argue with someone who feel always victimized, they always feel like the other person, even no matter how good they are to them. You know, they forget all that. And they feel focus on that small thing that the other person did, and they feel victimized. And that makes it impossible for this relationship to last, because this person who feels victimized always begin to believe they are victimized, and they start to hate the other person no matter how good they are to them. So the other person is confused. They love them, but how can they live with them when they're being hated by them? Because they take everything like out of the mall, making a mountain, you know? So what do? How can you live with someone who's hating you? So what that person does, their partner, end up leaving. You know, why they end up leaving? Because, or the one who hates them, the victim, leaving them. Why? Because no matter how good they do, the person who feels victimized never acknowledge what they did wrong, and because of that, they start to hate them, and nobody can live with someone who hates them, so they end up leaving. That's how relationships break up. And then this person who feels victimized, they go on into another relationship. They get treated well, and then they treat each other well, and then they feel victimized by the next person, and on and on and on. So this person who's feeling victimized have a complex. They never acknowledge what they did wrong. And why they don't acknowledge it? Because they don't have the capability, they don't have the energy to acknowledge and face it. They live in denial. Until they gain that energy, for example, they can do exercise, for example. Or if they gather enough energy from the rest of their body and say, you know what? I am exaggerating what's being done to me, and the more I feel victimized, the worse I feel. See, they need to stop and say that to themselves. I need to take charge. I need to be a victor, not a victim. I need to be not feeling those bad feelings anymore, you know? Because when you feel victimized, you're always feeling bad. You're always feeling bad, and you're always feeling negative. And people don't want to be around someone who's negative. So they feel alone. They feel like the whole world is against them. That is the problem with someone who's feeling they have the victimization complex. They need to acknowledge this is their cure, raising their energy by way of exercising to feed their positive emotions, to overcome this negativity which is feeding the feeling of victimization, and overcome it. Okay, that's how you overcome that. Plus the exercise. Exercise is mandatory to give you that capability, to give them that power to overcome that feeling. And then they need to have the courage, or build up the courage by way of that energy. Build up the courage to say, you know what, I'm tired of feeling victimized. You know, in an argument, my partner says horrible things to me, I say horrible things to them. I don't have to feel victimized. You know, I do my share of insulting, for example. I do my share of disrespect. You know, why do I have to feel victimized? If I continue feeling victimized, I'm not going to have anybody in my life, not even family members, not even my mom, not even my dad, not even my brother, not even my sister, not even a friend. I need to stop this. Life is all about give and take. I don't have to feel victimized like that. It's not good for my mental health. It's not good for my health. It's not good for anything. And people are not going to like me. Nobody wants to hang around me. What, am I going to live alone for the rest of my life? I don't like that. See, when you start thinking positive and you're not longer victimizing yourself by exaggerating in your mind, you're not exaggerating on purpose. Your energy, when it's low, everything becomes harder. It comes impact harder on you. Why? Because you don't have the capability, you don't have the energy, you don't have the capability to counteract it, so it hits you harder. But when you have the capability, it affects you less. You're no longer feeling victimized as much. You see that? Thank you. If you like this video, share it. And one more thing, please, I need to tell you. A person who is feeling victimized, they never feel grateful for anything the other person does. No matter what they do for them, they don't feel they're grateful. They'll tell you, oh, thank you, but they don't mean it, because they're always in the back of their mind feeling victimized. Somehow the whole world is or their partner is ganging up against them, or someone is ganging up against them, or their parent ganging up against them. People sometimes don't have time for that, but they feel that in their mind. So they need to stop that victimization business, you know, feeling that the whole world is against them, and start taking care of their body, their energy, empower themselves, become more capable, so they no longer feeling like a victim, and they can live a healthy and happy life. Thank you.